mental weight, stress, anxiety, trouble, worry, concern, sorrow, all the things that will cause you to say, I don't care. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. No, we have to stop that, right? Because what you care about is important to God. But if you're acting like you don't care about it, then guess what? God is not going to worry about it either, right? Another Eat Up Mondays. Hey, what's going on, family? You guys already know what day it is. It is the day after Sunday. Welcome to another Eat Up Mondays. Listen, many of you are familiar to the channel. You're familiar to these episodes, but if you are not, we just ask that you like the video, share the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're watching this on Facebook, don't forget to like the video there and also like our In the Word page on Facebook. But listen, all of that is out of the way, guys. I brought my appetite. I am hungry. I believe that you would not be here if you were not hungry. So without further ado, guys, let's dig in. I want to first and foremost start by saying I appreciate all of you guys that tuned into last week's Eat Up Mondays. All of you that chimed in and had something to say, let me know that you were encouraged by it. If you have not saw that episode, you can catch it at the end of this video. We'll post it on the template where you can go back and watch previous videos. But we talked about being in a storm, right? Many of us are in storms, or coming out of a storm or going into the storm, and we just talked about the things that we need to know and understand about being in those storms and how to handle those storms. And with that being said, what I wanted to talk about this week, it kind of reminds me a little of that, because something that I've been hearing for quite a while, and I've been meaning to talk about this for quite a while, but I guess this is the time that God predestined for it to be talked about, is I'm finding, and this isn't something new. This isn't something that I just started hearing recently, but it seems like it's something that I'm starting to hear a lot more of. And that's people saying they don't care. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. And one thing you have to understand is God cares about what you care about. And I wanted to encourage you guys on this Monday, stop saying that. Stop being in that mindset. Stop having that attitude, right? Because why would you be doing certain things that you don't care about? Why would you start a business and then turn around and say, I don't really care about how many people come. I just wanted to start a business. Or you're doing ministry or starting a ministry, like, I don't really care about who attends and who doesn't. I'm just following what God called me to do. Well, that doesn't make sense, right? I remember hearing this preacher a long time ago talking on, I believe it was on YouTube or on a DVD. He was, and so it goes to show you how many years ago it was. And he was having like a pastoral conference, and he says something, and I know it probably made some people feel a little funny, but I got what he was trying to say. And he said to those that were in the crowd, because he had a pretty big ministry. I think he had a few different locations and stuff like that. Did a lot in the community, gave cars away, houses. They really did help a lot in the Ohio area. But he said something like, stop lying. Y'all know y'all want a church as big as mine, right? And when you first hear him say that, it could be kind of offensive and be like, oh, this guy is being braggadocious. But when I really sat back after watching the DVD and thought about it, like, I get what he was saying. Like, why would you say God has called you to pastor a church and not really care how many people come, unless that's what God's will is, right? Because if you are saying that this ministry that I started, that God has given me to pastor over, that means that you believe that God is giving you a word for the people, the gospel for the people, his word. We're not talking about doing your own thing, but speaking his word. Then you would want as many people as possible to hear that, especially if it's really coming from God. So I really understood what it was that he was saying, but basically he was saying, stop acting like you don't care. And that's what I'm saying on this Monday. Be careful about what you are allowing to come out of your mouth. We talked about this weeks ago on the Eat Up Mondays, the power of our words, right? Because listen, if you are going through something and it's hurting you to the point of where you're saying you don't care, because there's many different reasons why people do that, right? Some people start things and do things and say they don't really care because in all honesty, they don't know how the results are going to go. Some people are frustrated in their lives about things not happening, so they don't care. But that is a very dangerous place to be in. Why? Because God cares about what you care about. So if you don't care, then why should God care? But I want to share a couple scriptures with you, right? Psalm 55 and 22. Listen to what it says. It says, cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. That word sustain there means to support, to bear the weight of. It says, cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he will support you. He will bear the weight of it, right? He will take that weight on him, but you got to cast it on him. It goes on to say, he shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. That word cast means to throw off, to cause to fall upon something or in a certain direction. The word burden is that which is carried, a heavy load. Mental weight, stress, anxiety, trouble, worry, concern, sorrow, all the things that will cause you to say, I don't care. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. No, we have to stop that, right? Because what you care about is important to God. But if you're acting like you don't care about it, then guess what? God is not going to worry about it either, right? Another scripture I want to read to you. First Peter 5, verses 6 and 7. It says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time. And that word due there means, in an appointed time, right? The time that is appointed by him. Verse 7 goes on to, here it is again, casting, to throw off, to cause to fall upon something or in a certain direction, casting it on the Lord, casting all your care upon him. Why? For he careth for you. So if you are not casting those cares upon him, if you're just casting them to the air saying you don't care, that's a dangerous place to be in. This may seem like a real small thing, what I'm saying to you guys on today, but it is not. I'm hearing people say a lot. They don't care. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. That's a bad place to be in. Watch what you are allowing to come out of your mouth, because I'm telling you, when God asks us to pray, what does he tell us to do? To cast those burdens on him. Talk to him what's bothering us. The things that what does it say right here? The things that are worrying us, right? When we think of burden, the things that are worrying us, the things that are a concern, the things that are troubling us, our sorrows. He says, listen, when you're in prayer, cast those things to me. Not only just talk to me about them, but truly give them to me. But if you acting like it's not a thing and it's no big deal, then guess what? You are going to keep carrying those. And the care that you don't have already is going to get worse and worse to the point where something detrimental is going to happen. Let me read this last verse of scripture to you. Matthew 11 and 28. Come unto me. Because listen what it says. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Why am I reading the scripture? Because I do believe, not all, I think there are some people that really just don't care about what happens in life. But I think there are some that they are really carrying a heavy laden, right? All the labor that they have, that they're going through, they're not giving it to God. They're not coming to him and giving it to him. They're carrying it themselves, and they feel like they have to. And because they're carrying it themselves and they feel like there's nowhere else to go, even though the scriptures is right in front of them, even though they hear me reading these scriptures right now, they continue to hold on to them and say, I don't care. But guess what? If you don't care, then God is not going to care, right? God is not going to make you do anything that you don't want to do. We talked a few weeks ago about the power of choice, right? Choose you this day who you're going to serve. Choose what decisions you're going to make. But whatever decisions you make, good or bad, they all are going to come with some type of results. Let's read this last scripture again. Matthew 11 and 28. Come unto me. He says, listen, come to me. I'm right here. I'm here. I'm available. I want you to come to me, right? I want to be your burden bearer. Come unto me, all ye that are labor, that word labor means physically or mentally tired, hardship or pain. All ye that labor and are heavy laden. Laden is loaded or burdened down. and I will give you rest. This is a promise from God. You don't have to keep saying you don't care. There's a difference between not caring and not worrying. We're not talking about not worrying because we shouldn't be worried, right? Because God said that he would never leave us nor forsake us. He's given us instruction in these scriptures to come unto him, to cast our burdens on him. So we don't have to be worried, but that's totally different from saying that you don't care. Why are you doing things that you don't care about? That just doesn't make sense, right? Why are you living a life that you don't care about? When people start talking about they don't care and this and that, sometimes they check out mentally. And sometimes, unfortunately, they commit suicide and check out physically. So you got to be really careful with your state of mind, the things that you're saying, and how you are handling those things. So I am here to tell you this week, care. Stop saying you don't care. Why? Because somebody cares for you and they care about what you care about. But if you're telling them, and that is Jesus, if you're telling them you don't care, then what is it that you want him to do for you? So know that I love you guys. I pray that this encouraged you. If you have not saw last week's episode where we talked about being in the storm, I think you should go check it out because many people are going through, and we always go through something, but it seems like when you talk to people, there's multiple things going on, and it just could be that season because we have those seasons where it's not much going on, but we don't acknowledge those the same way we do when stuff gets crazy. So please go back and check out that episode. Please comment here on the video, comment there. Let us know if these messages, these meals have nourished you and encouraged you. We truly do appreciate it. And don't just hog the meals up to yourself, right? Don't just eat all of the meals for yourself. Share it with somebody else, especially somebody that you know is going through some of these things that we're talking about. But know that I love you guys. And until the next time we share a beautiful spiritual meal together, shalom.